Hey folks, thanks so much for checking out our second quarter newsletter. This is our second quarter video for 2020. And you know, Matt, I think that what I want to start with is where we were right and where we were wrong.
A lot more right than wrong, I think.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
The only thing that is glaringly wrong, and I'll admit it was my prediction from last quarter's video.
It's always your fault.
Was I thought we were right in the middle, well, right at the beginning of COVID, when the first quarter ended, and COVID still is here, but the impacts that we've seen on real estate here in Central Oregon specifically are not nearly what I thought they would be as far as prices and activity level. We are maybe the busiest we've ever been. The market's probably, if not the hottest, it's right up there with the hottest that we've seen in our decade plus doing this here in Central Oregon. And where we were right about that is that the spotlight has turned squarely towards Bend and Central Oregon for so many people looking to get out of these big cities and out of just packed population centers. And that is driving our prices up as inventory remains exceptionally low.
Yeah, indeed, Grant. Yeah, we thought that it was going to be a much more long-term lull in the market, but it was probably this month and a half long period of uncertainty and this pent-up demand. People were holding back from buying their homes or listing their properties. And all of a sudden, we just shotgunned out of that,
Yeah.
and all that pent-up demand came out of the woodworks. And really not out of the woodworks, out of California, Seattle, and Portland.
Yeah.
There's just buyers from these larger markets flooding into our marketplace, and I'm sure other more rural communities are also experiencing this as people have found and maybe are even being encouraged by their employers to work remotely now that they've tried it and it's working and it's costing less for them to not have these expensive office spaces. As Grant mentioned in our first quarter newsletter, Bend was the mecca for telecommuting, and so I think people know that. The word is out, and those folks that have the ability to do it are coming here. This was kind of the final straw for, families who were considering getting out of those busy urban environments. And it's not just COVID, it's the protests, the unrest just out there right now. I think people just want to chill out and be someplace a little more.
Making lifestyle choices is more important than ever for people. And that's reflected in, so a couple of snapshots maybe from the second quarter, now that we've closed the book on the second quarter. So article came out in May. It's kind of what we already figured, but it's now official that Bend is over 100,000 people. We're actually closer to 105,000 now. It makes us the sixth largest city in the state. For large cities in the state of Oregon, which has happened now for consecutive years, Bend has led the way for growth by kind of a percentage of population gain, almost 3% again last year. We're now bigger than Beaverton. We're the sixth largest city. We're the sixth largest city in the state, and I don't know who's next on that list to catch, but I'm sure we'll probably catch another couple because the projections say, and actually it's funny because as we've been having just this flood of activity and a lot of buyers that are trying to educate themselves on Bend specifically, the question that I fielded more than a handful of times is, what do you think Bend is doing and what do you think the population is going in the next 10 years? And all of the economists and kind of the prognosticators are saying that we're going to be over probably 130,000 people come 2030. So that growth, we just see that growth continuing.
So I don't think we've seen a huge uptick in price, even though there's this tremendous demand and a shortage in inventory. You would think that prices would trend rapidly upwards. I don't think they have. I think properties are being priced realistically, but then you're seeing multiple offers and them going for more. So I think we're at the very beginning of starting to see prices push up, and I think we're actually going to see it happen quite a bit. Maybe a 10%. I don't know. This is a bold prediction here, but 10 to 15% by the end of the year. I mean, there's just so much demand out there right now, and so many people flooding in every day that it has to have an impact on pricing.
It's almost as if bad news for kind of everything else in life has been good news for Bend, Oregon.
Yeah.
And especially for real estate.
Yeah. And so the stats, our team stats, we had a tremendous second quarter in 2019. We almost matched that in volume, but not in number of closings. We were, I can't remember, I think like 11 or 12 short in number of closings, but that is to be expected.
We had a good 4 to 6 week lull right from the middle of March towards the end of April, and that was reflected in a kind of a slower closing month for May for us.
But we also had a strong third quarter in 2019, and we made double our production. So not
with your help.
Yeah, with your help, of course. So we actually think our 2020 goals, we're sticking to them, even with what we're all going through together. So we have lofty goals for ourselves, and we think we'll be able to even beat our previous record this year. So we're anticipating finishing the year strong and the market continuing to remain strong. The days on, well, all the stats on the Beacon report for this last month, the average price per square foot shot up and is above June of 2019. I think so is the average sales price. Days on market, they're now interpreting a little bit different, so it's actually from active until pending. So rather than active till closed as they were doing, we transitioned to a new MLS system. But I mean, that in June was 21 days that on average the properties are going pending, so 3 weeks. And obviously, you know, if they're in anywhere in the 300,000 to 500,000 range, or if they're priced well at any price range,
it's measured in hours.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, Grant, do you have anything else to add as far as the stats? You're a stat man.
Well, you know what? I don't know if I have any other stats. I think we've given them some good meat. I do want to give a shout out. So behind the screen here, we have, as many of you know, Leah, who's just been a rock star for us. She created this screen, which actually I have no idea what it is. Right now it looks green, but I know it'll look different on your video when you watch it. But
she's a rock star.
Leah's been hammering it for us. Those of you that are in touch with her on all our transactions, please be sure to thank her. And also for Nick and Lisa for working so hard. We couldn't do this without having the team that we have, and
the clients that we have.
And of course with the clients and the database and all the referral partners we have. So just want to thank all you guys for making us kind of who we are, and
we've been incredibly busy, so we haven't forgotten about you. We promise to be better about reaching out in the third and fourth quarters, which is a personal goal of mine, and I know Grant's as well. So expect to be hearing from us, and we apologize if we haven't touched base like we normally do, but know that we've been working hard on our end.
Yep.
All right, stay safe.
Back to work here for us.
That's exactly right. Enjoy your second quarter or third quarter. We'll see you next quarter.
Bye.
Hey, thanks so much for watching today's video. If you haven't already, make sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Our handles are shown here on the screen, and you can always find our contact information or more about us on www.buysellbend.com. Thanks.